Hello sweet beans, my name is Sule and welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing my May bullet journal and the theme for this month is Studio Ghibli, very specifically Hayao Miyazaki movies. I just recently came back from a trip that I went to Japan, and I had a lovely time. I was visiting my best friend Jade. You can visit Jade's channel over at Jade Juniper here on YouTube. Highly recommend. But we had an amazing time, and we also went to Studio Ghibli Park. I got some really cute washi tapes that you can see over at the top left corner, and I figured why not use these washi tapes in this month's spread. So I just got back. I also kind of created a special additional spread this month, specifically of Miyazaki movies. I've seen a couple. I've seen at least 2 or 3. I think maybe I've only seen 2. I've seen 2 Miyazaki movies, and I really want to watch more of them, especially because now I got 2 plushies at the Studio Ghibli Park. One of them is, I don't know his name, but I call him my little rat boy. He's specifically the really ugly, annoying baby in Spirited Away that gets turned into a rat, and I love him, and you will see him pop up quite a bit on the spread today. And I also got a little Totoro plushie, and he's holding a little leaf. And I actually haven't seen my Neighbor Totoro, so I definitely have to watch that one. And I'm also currently doing a full rewatch of the Mission Impossible movies because the final Mission Impossible movie, Final Reckoning, is coming out later this month. So I've been doing a full movie rewatch and also listening along to the podcast episodes of my favorite podcast, The House of Cinema. Highly recommend them. I'm a patron on their Patreon, and they have special episodes on like certain things that they do on Patreon, including the full rewatch of Mission Impossible. So you'll notice that I watched 2 Mission Impossible movies in April, and I didn't put all of the other Mission Impossible movies that I'm going to be watching or have been watching in May on my to watch list because there's a lot of them and I never have enough space anyways for all of my to watch selections for the month. So I already know that that's happening, so I only put the final one, and I'm just putting kind of new release movies and TV that I'm looking forward to watching. So yeah. Anyways, so you just saw me cut out a lot of things. First of all, I cut out all of the photos and graphics and things for my spread. They're all mostly stills from Hayao Miyazaki films, and they're all very much in the same palette. So I wanted to do kind of a blue-green palette to match with some of the washi tapes that I got. I have a 4th washi tape that you don't see in this spread because it just didn't match with anything else, so I'm going to use that in something else down the line, but it just didn't make it into this month's. And the other one, it's from Howls Moving Castle, and it's like a yellowish washi tape with like different hats on it, and it's super cute. But yeah, didn't make it into this month. So you'll see I'm putting together the spread for this month. I think it came together quite nicely. I felt a little lost for a moment, but then, it all works out as it usually does. So let's talk about some of the books that I read in April. So at first, it was quite a bit of a slower reading month than the past couple reading months. If you've been watching my previous bullet journal videos or like my reading wrap-ups, you'll know that my February and March were wildly filled reading months. I read quite a few books, and it just kind of slowed down a little bit in April, which is totally fine and is natural and normal, and we shouldn't always, push ourselves to read the highest quantity of books. It should be about quality. At least those are my personal beliefs. You can do whatever you please with your reading. So I read The Pumpkin Spice Cafe. This is the 3rd book in this like cozy small town romance series, and now of course I'm blanking on the name of this series. Harbor? Something Harbor. We'll never know. Anyways, there's these interconnected romance books by Laurie Gilmore, and I've previously read, which ones were they? Hang on, I'm getting them. The Strawberry Patch Pancake House and the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore. So I read these all completely out of order. The order doesn't really matter. Like, you'll get minor romance plot spoilers for the other ones, but like, I mean, you kind of figure who's gonna get together when you start reading a romance book, right? So yeah, but I read them out of order and it was a joy. So I started with Cinnamon Bun Bookstore in February, and then read the Strawberry Patch Pancake House, and now the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. And the Pumpkin Spice Cafe was my least favorite of all of them. It was cute, it just felt like it was kind of missing an essential element. Like, I really enjoy my romance books to have an additional layer, either if it's discussing like something more serious, or it's I just don't like when romance books are only about the romance and not about like more character development. I want the characters to have their own character arcs and to be growing and to have like own realistic life struggles. Like, everyone's going through life dealing with something, and I like to see that represented in romance books as well. This one had it like a little bit, but not really, and I just wasn't really connected to the plot very much. So I gave that one 3 stars. And then I finished reading Water Moon, which was a hugely anticipated release for me. I have the Illumicrate edition, which is gorgeous. And this is just such a beautifully written lyrical book. It's very much plot focused. The characters are there and the characters are interesting, but it's really focused on building the world and the plot. And it is so beautifully written and it's so fascinating. It's about a pawn shop where you can sell your regrets. And I'll just leave it at that because it's beautiful and you should check it out. I finally finished reading the fourth volume of The Adventure Zone, The Crystal Kingdom. I had this like halfway read for maybe 2 years at this point, and I don't know, I just got an itch to keep reading in the series. So I finished reading that and look forward to reading the next one this next month. I read the new Abby Jimenez book, Say You'll Remember Me. The beginning didn't feel as strong as some of her other recent works, but it really got into its stride later on. This is kind of a great example of what I was talking about with enjoying books that deal with more serious topics and are more realistic to life, because this one also deals with one of the main characters. Her mom is dealing with dementia, and she is taking care of her mom in parts of the book, and it discusses that in parallel with also the romance and how all of it's interconnected, because that's how life is. I also finished A Language of Dragons, which was a Dragons and Draconathon book club pick. Dragons and Draconathon is a book club I co-run with Jade, and we read dragon books every 2 months, and we also had a dedicated month to Draconathon for spring in April. So read that one. That one I have quite a few thoughts on. I think I'm going to do a dedicated review video to it, but I don't know, it kind of let me down. I really enjoyed the plot, but not the characters, and I thought the plot was really interesting. You could tell that the author had a lot of knowledge of linguistics, but there are a couple linguistic things that either she got wrong or she decided to go against, which was a little weird. And then I read Graveyard Shift, which was an ML Rio book. ML Rio wrote If We Were Villains, which I loved, and this one was a really short story, and it was just kind of fine. So yeah, those are the books I read, and I plan on reading Taylor Jenkins Reid's Carrie Soto Is Back. I'm a little over halfway now in that one. And then volume 5 of The Adventure Zone, The 11th Hour. I've been reading Sunrise on the Reaping and taking it slow and really enjoying my read of it. And then also plan on starting Honey Witch and The Secrets of Silver Edge, both of which I have already started. So let's chat movies and TV. As I mentioned, I've been rewatching the Mission Impossible movies, so I watched 1 and 2 in April. I watched Juror number 2, which was phenomenal. Oh my god, just incredible movie. I also watched The Ballad of Walls Island and A Nice Indian Boy. Both of them are new favorites. I loved them. They were both so sweet and adorable and heartwarming and exactly what I needed. I saw The Life List, which was unexpectedly good. My dad recommended it to me, and it was really cute and fun, and Netflix needs to do a better job at marketing its movies, because from their marketing it looked like trash, and it actually was really good. I watched The Wedding Banquet when my mom came to visit last month. So much fun. Very emotional as well. Definitely like a comedy and a drama. I saw Sinners, which was fantastic. Really enjoyed it. The score is amazing. I wish I was able to see it in fake IMAX while it was here, but I was only able to watch it really quickly before I went on my trip, and now it's out of IMAX, so bummer. I saw Amateur when I went on a date. It was fine. Like, it was a fine movie. It was very slow. It was interesting. All of the most exciting bits were spoiled by the trailer. I have been doing the Criterion Challenge, so for one of my prompts for that one, I watched Do the Right Thing, which was really good. I wish I'd watched it in one go, but because I was so busy planning for my trip and getting ready, I watched it over like 4 different sittings, which was too bad, but overall, very well done film, and I want to watch more of Spike Lee's Backlist. I rewatched Tron Legacy on the plane. Good stuff. Then I watched The Four Seasons, which is a TV show with Jade. It was great. I watched Rushmore as part of the Criterion Challenge. And then Jade and I also watched Somebody I Used to Know. And next month, I plan on watching Thunderbolts. I've already seen it, but we'll talk about that next month. The new Mission Impossible movie, maybe Friendship. It looks kind of weird, but in a good way. I don't even remember what The Uninvited is, but I don't know, I want to watch it. Phoenician Scheme comes out right at the end of this month, the new Wes Anderson movie. Jane Austen Wreck My Life looks good. Hurry Up Tomorrow, not even a clue. Fountain of Youth, also no idea, looks interesting. And the new live-action Lilo and Stitch, which we will see. So, these 2 spreads that you're seeing here are 2 new spreads for this month. So on the left side, you can see the May book releases. So these are all of the books that are on my anticipated releases list, but are specifically coming out in May. I am not purchasing all of these. I'm specifically making this list for myself to keep track of these movies and to keep them on my radar, because I want to read them at some point, but I have enough books, as you might have just noticed, that I'm planning on reading and have not gotten to, and also own. So I am not buying any of these at this moment. I would love to, but there's simply no need to buy them right now if I'm not going to read them right now. Of these books, I'm most excited about Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig and Dream On, Ramona Riley by Ashley Herring Blake. And then on the right side, you can see the Miyazaki movies. So we have Howls Moving Castle, My Neighbor Totoro, The Wind Rises, Castle in the Sky, Nausicaa, Spirited Away, Ponyo, The Boy and the Heron, Kiki's Delivery Service, Porco Rosso, and Princess Mononoke. And Princess Mononoke also came out, they re-released it in theaters right before I left, and I missed it, which is a real bummer. I wish I'd been able to see it. But I think later this month they're doing another re-release, and I can't remember what movie it is, but some theaters in the US are re-releasing one of the Miyazaki films, so I look forward to watching that. And now you can see I am adding my photo of the month for April, and it is a photo of me and Jade. We took a couple pictures together, so, you know, I had to pick which one, but that one is one of my favorite photos that we took together. So yeah, that's the photo I chose for May. Now you can see I'm updating my books read little bookshelf with the books that I read last month and adding their tallies. I'm trying to figure out if I should add another little marker for some books, because there's some like just fiction books that don't really fit into those 3 genres or 4 genres that I had, so I don't know. But here's a final little flip through, and yeah, let me know what books or movies you really enjoyed last month, what you're really looking forward to this next month. And thank you so much for watching and listening to me just chat your ear off about everything I enjoyed in the last month. And I will have my Japan vlog out hopefully next week, if not in 2 weeks. It is very emotional to edit, so I'm making my way through slowly. But thanks so much for watching. Bye!